criminal justice, healing, education. Good morning, afternoon, evening, however, and whenever you are listening and or watching. You guys should know me by now, but if you guys don't, my name is Holly Cisa, and I am the lovely host of this podcast, Morning Mimosas. And as you guys should know by now, we value justice, healing, and education for the Black and minority communities. Guys, today's episode, we are going to be tackling the disappearance of Daphne Hope in Aurora, Colorado. And her disappearance took place on August 2nd, 2001. So she's been missing for almost 25 years. It'll be 25 years this coming August. Guys, there is a lot going on with this case. But before we get the episode started, I just wanted to get that bit of information out there. Before we present the case of Daphne Hope, I'm going to be presenting two commercials from two Colorado community members who I are very cool with. One is Mr. Billy Wayne, and this will be for his book. And then another one will be Miss Devin, and that'll be for her business, Cracked and Brittle. So let's take a look at these commercials, and then we're going to get into the meat and potatoes of the episode.
We all fail. We all struggle. But the difference between staying stuck and moving forward is how you use those experiences. I'm Billy Wayne, and I've poured years of lessons into this book. Lessons about failure, confidence, success, and building the character to keep pushing forward. And now, it's finally here. My book is officially available on Amazon today. Don't wait for someone else to tell you about it. Grab your copy now and start shaping the life you were meant to live.
Just want to say thank you to the Colorado community members whose commercials I just presented this morning and or whatever time you guys are watching. Guys, like I said, today's episode is a very difficult one for me because there's not a lot of information, and it's also, even though it's been almost 25 years, it's still very much an ongoing case. So today we're going to talk about the disappearance of Daphne Hope. And this took place in Aurora, Colorado. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to bring up the picture of the missing. And like I said, it's just really disappointing that it has been so many years since this has happened. So guys, we're going to get started with who Miss Daphne was. Like I said, there's not too much information on who she was, but I'm going to make sure that I give enough information to where if you guys know who Miss Daphne Hope was, you guys would be able to provide justice for her and her family. So Daphne Raniette Hope, sometimes it's cited as Daphne Renee Hope. She was born on January 16th, 1965. And at the time of her disappearance, she was 36 years old. She weighed approximately 150 pounds. She was 5'3", had black hair, brown eyes, pierced ears, and a notable scar on her right arm. At the time of her disappearance, she was in a relationship with a man named Gary Lynn Sterling. And They were staying together at the house of, well, staying in the area of Montview and Fulton in Aurora, Colorado. And I'm going to bring up a picture of that area. Now, please forgive me. There's not any photos available because, like I said, this is an ongoing case because she's still very much missing. But this is Fulton and Montview. And as you guys can see, I got the picture from at least 2007. Like I said, she went missing back in 2001. So, guys, so on August 2nd, 2001, Miss Daphne Hope vanished from the 2000 block of Fulton Street in Aurora. Another thing that's really frustrating about this case is for 7 years, her case sat in jurisdictional limbo because it was originally reported to Denver. And I'm going to just state this right now. That's very confusing for me because I'm trying to figure out why there is a jurisdictional issue and Fulton Street is definitely Aurora. And that's definitely Adams County, Aurora. So I'm just a little bit confused on why this information was not, privy when it came to this case. It's, like I said, it's really, really disappointing to know that after all these years, no information has been given or, nothing has been done pertaining to this case. So it's just very, very disappointing. But yeah, for 7 years, her case sat in jurisdictional limbo because it was reported to Denver. By 2008, they finally realized that it was an Aurora matter. I don't know why it took 7 years for that jurisdictional issue to be a factor. That's very disappointing to me because if you look at the jurisdictional boundaries of Denver and Aurora, Colorado, it's very clear where the jurisdiction should have been. So I'm just kind of confused on why that part took 7 years to determine. That's very disappointing on the part of both the Denver police and the Aurora police. But what's also really, really, really sad at the time is that according to the Aurora police, Miss Daphne Hope, who was 36 at the time, according to them, she was living what they call a high-risk lifestyle. So I will let you guys, get the understanding of what high-risk lifestyle is, which is, drugs, et cetera, et cetera. And, just nefarious other things. But we don't want to sit here and blame the victim for, what she went through. A lot of people, I will also bring up myself in this situation, fall to the street life. And we can't sit here and judge people who have done that. So let's focus more on the fact that she's been missing for almost 25 years. And let's not focus on the fact that she lived a high-risk lifestyle. That part is completely irrelevant to the story. It's irrelevant. It's irrelevant to her story. So it's just really, really disappointing when we are looking at her case and trying to focus on what actually happened to her. And people are more focused on like the lifestyle of the victim versus getting the victim justice. I really need that part to stop. Let's really focus on the victims and let's focus on getting them justice because they have family members that love them. And that's another thing I also want to bring up while I'm speaking today is the family of Miss Daphne Hope. I did try my best to locate you. So if you guys end up seeing this episode, I really hope that I do Miss Daphne Hope justice because I just want her to get justice. But like I said, the authorities classified Daphne as a high-risk victim. And then with the specifics of that label often involves personal hardships and lifestyle factors. So that also made her case extra urgent, but it ended up going cold after that. So as of now, we are now in January of 2026. It's been almost 25 years since she went missing. And there's no information. There's nothing. I don't have too much information on the boyfriend, which name is Gary Lynn Sterling. I don't have too much information on him. Couldn't find any pictures of him or anything like that. There's not a lot of information on her case, but that doesn't mean that just because there's not a lot of information that we just completely forget about the people that are missing. I will not tolerate that. And I hope that people who care about other people will also have that consideration. This is a human being. She was somebody's loved one. And it's not fair that after all these years, they still don't know what truly happened to her, what became of her. And, don't even get me started on the jurisdictional issues that delayed justice for this woman for at least 7 years. That literally took 7 years from her case because Denver and Aurora couldn't figure out for 7 years, guys. They could not figure out who had jurisdiction of her disappearance or the case pertaining to her disappearance. I apologize. So it's just really, really disappointing. And you guys know here on Morning Mimosas, we just want to tell the truth about, how the police and how government officials handle certain investigations that lead to the minority communities being left in the dirt. Like, it's absolutely disgusting that it took 7 years, guys. She went missing on August 2nd of 2001. It wasn't until 2008 that the jurisdictional issues finally got resolved. What took 7 years? And that's literally 7 years that could have they could have been investigating. They could have been looking at things. They could have been figuring things out. But no, there was a jurisdictional problem. And that part is absolutely disgusting. Because that delayed justice for her for so long. And then it further delayed justice for her after that. It's just, you guys know how passionate I am about this. And I cannot believe that was a factor in that. Because if you guys, like I said, if you are familiar with the Denver Aurora area, you know where the jurisdiction is, you know where the boundaries are when it comes to Denver and Aurora. If you guys are going that direction, everybody knows that if you are on Yosemite Street going east, okay? Yosemite Street going east, everybody knows that's Aurora. Yosemite Street going west, going towards the mountains, everybody knows that's Denver. It's really, really disturbing to me because it literally took away so much for this woman. And now it's been almost 25 years and there's still nothing. There's still nothing. There's absolutely nothing. The only information that we do have here is obviously now that they know that it's an Aurora case. I did find the assigned detective, who is Detective Stephen Connor. And I have all of the information that is needed. So we are able to get Miss Daphne Hope justice. Guys, it's time for you guys to come forward. Montview and Fulton is a very busy area. Montview Boulevard is a busy street. It's a very busy street. Even back then, I would believe that it was a busy street, even though it may have not been maybe as populated, but it was probably still very much busy because it's definitely busy now. So I'm asking the public today to please, if you know anything about the disappearance of Daphne Hope from Aurora, Colorado, Montview, and Fulton, it is time for you to come forward. There is multiple agencies. There's multiple ways that you can contact the Aurora Police. You can contact the Aurora Police at the phone number of 303-627-3100. You guys can also email them at contactapd@auroragov.org. And then the case number, if you guys need the case number, it is 2008-49456. And then if you guys want to be anonymous, there's also the Crime Stoppers number. And you can contact them at 720-913-7867. Guys, it is time. It is time. It is time. And I'm also going to post all of this information in the comments pertaining to this episode as well. Guys, it is time. It is time to get Miss Hope justice. She's been missing for a long time. Guys, I just told you guys her birthday was January 16th. Her birthday was 15 days ago, where she turned 61. She is now 61 and she's been missing since she was 36. Somebody knows something and you guys can be anonymous. I think it's time for that. I think it's time for people to start coming forward, and it's time for us to start caring more as a community. It is absolutely ridiculous how we hold on to this information, knowing that a loved one is out there and they deserve to be found. Why is that not important to our society? Why are we so desensitized to that? I can't do that. I cannot be desensitized to these things. I'm a mother that's lost a child. I know how it feels to just not know not know everything and just feel crazy. And another thing I'm going to bring up to the ladies, I'm going to mention domestic violence for a second. Ladies, we deserve to be loved properly. Fellas too. I will never ignore the fellas. Men and women alike. We deserve to be loved properly. We don't deserve to be disrespected. We don't deserve to be treated any kind of way. We don't deserve for people to take advantage of the kindness that we've shown them, even after time and time again they've shown that they're not worthy of the kindness that you show them. I don't know what happened between Gary and Daphne, because she was also, according to the Aurora Police, a high-risk victim. But the fact that she was staying with him and then she disappeared from his home, like, did the police truly look into Gary Lynn Sterling that hard? Everybody knows that if something happens to someone, start at home. It's time for these investigations to be investigated better. I just want to know what efforts was put forward to help find Miss Hope. She's still missing. It's been almost 25 years. It's time to come forward when it comes to homicides and the essaying of children, the essaying of anybody. It's time to stop hiding secrets just because it's in the family. It's time to start coming forward. It's time to speak up. Are we not tired of things happening to people we love? I'm tired. That's why I do this, because it's tiring. It's time to come forward for the families. They deserve the truth. And then the person that did the crime also needs to come forward, and they need to go to jail, in prison. This is about justice all around. The person needs to pay for the crimes. The family deserves to know the truth. And the family deserves to have a true healing process. Like, I have to say this, the people that withhold information about a disappearance or a homicide or essaying of a child or another person or any of those horrible crimes, you are just as bad as that person. And I say that because you can be anonymous. So there's no reason for you to hold on to that information when it can help someone get justice for their family and their loved one. Someone should have came forward 20 plus years ago But it's not too late. It's not too late to find Miss Hope. Call all of the information that I gave. Email the information to the email I provided you guys. Once again, I will put that in the comments in the episodes. It's time, guys. Don't you think? Don't you think it's time that we put all of this to rest? Don't you think it's time for people to have justice? It's time for that. It's time for the truth. It's time to heal. On August 2nd, 2001, Daphne Hope disappeared from the 2000 block of Fulton Street in Aurora, Colorado, which for all of my Colorado natives, that is Montview Boulevard and Fulton Street. She was last seen with her boyfriend, Gary Lynn Sterling, around that time. Daphne Hope is considered a high-risk victim. If you have any information pertaining to her case, once again, please call the Aurora Police at 303-627-3100. You can also email contactapd@auroragov.org, case number 2008-49456. And if you guys want to be anonymous, you can call the Metro Denver Crime Stoppers at 720-913-7867. Ms. Hope, I hope that I did your episode justice today. And I hope that you are found one day. And I will not stop fighting for you and everybody else until justice is done. Guys, this is Morning Mimosas. As you guys know, we value justice, healing, and education for the Black and minority communities. Until next time, we'll see you guys later.